Hello, everybody. Number one, it's like a super beautiful day outside. I'm very happy about that. But anyway, this video is about dealing with disappointment. So first I want to go over why I'm doing the video to begin with. Number one, I think it's really important to deal with disappointment. I had a disappointing experience lately, which is what has brought about this idea to do this video. But why is it so important to deal with disappointment? Disappointment is a lower vibration emotion. If you know, we live in a world that is energy and vibration, and you attract what you vibrate at the frequency that you vibrate. And so when you're dealing with a lower vibration emotion, what happens is you attract things into your life that are going to inspire you and invite you to feel the same feelings. So if you're feeling disappointed and you sit in that emotional space of disappointment, you're going to invite things that are going to make you feel more disappointment. Invite you to feel more disappointment. So it'll start off with, man, something really disappointing happened this morning, and it invited me to feel sadness or anger or whatever other feelings are accompanying your disappointment. And then what'll happen is, if you sit in that space, you'll start to feel like, man, this has just been a bad day. And then, man, things just haven't been going my way lately. And man, things never go my way. This stuff like this happens all the time. And it starts to become like a pattern, right? And it's because you're sitting in the frequency of that emotion, and it's inviting the things that are on that frequency to continue to happen in your experience. I think we don't like to feel disappointment. It's not like we want to sit there. We just don't know how to deal with it. And I think that's the case when it comes to a lot of low vibration emotions, whether that's sadness, addiction, anger, frustration, fear. It's not that we enjoy feeling those ways, but we don't know how to break out of that pattern, which is the point of doing this video. I think that we all want to feel love and happiness and peace and joy and excitement. I think we all want to be able to manifest connection in our lives and relationships that serve us, and things that are fulfilling, and money and all of that stuff. We all want that for ourselves. And in order to achieve that, we have to figure out how to vibrate on a higher frequency on a regular basis. And in order to do that, we have to know how to deal with these lower vibration emotions. So that is the reason to learn how to deal with your disappointment, why it's important not to just let it be, or it'll be fine, I'll get over it eventually, to actually deal with it and move past it in a quick way. So I'm going to share a little bit about my experience, and then we'll talk about how to actually go through disappointment. I'm thinking about doing another video that actually gives out in specific detail my process with dealing with things like this. So let me know if you're interested in that. I might do it anyway, but just let me know if you're interested. So my experience was, Benjamin, my middle child, my 4-year-old, had his first play on Thursday, and he didn't make it. He didn't make it to his play because I wasn't there, and my family just forgot. And, I felt a lot of things about that. Number one, disappointed. Number one, I felt a little bit guilty because, like I said, if I had been there, he would have made it. And I just had a lot of lower vibration emotions that came about because of that. And I made his costume, and I was really excited about getting the pictures and the videos that showed him in his costume. And it's just very disappointing for me that he did not make it and that I did not make it, right? So the first thing when you're dealing with emotion is being aware of it. And I know I'm talking about disappointment, but in any emotion really, but being aware. So, man, okay, I'm actually really disappointed about this. The next thing is to acknowledge it. Okay, so what does that disappointment look like? What other feelings am I having because of this disappointment? For me, it was guilt. I felt guilty for not being there. I felt guilty for not calling out of work so that I could make sure that I was there. And I felt guilty that we were both missing out on the experience. I also felt sad. So be aware of the other emotions that are accompanying the disappointment. Figure out what emotions those are and where you feel it in your body. That's important. The emotions that you feel aren't just emotional. A lot of times they manifest in a physical way in your experience. So you might have a headache, or you might feel it in your shoulders or in your chest. You might feel it in your back or anywhere, but just sit down and get present with where you feel it in your body. I think that's really a really important step in dealing with it. After you have gotten present with where you are right now, why you feel the way you feel, and how it's manifesting in your body, I think the next important thing to do is to ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario from this? What would have been much worse if it had happened? And why do you do that? The reason to do that is, a lot of times the reason that we exist in a lower vibrational space is because of our perspective. Your perspective is incredibly important. And if you take a moment to get into the mind space of the perspective of something that was worse, then you can see that what really happened wasn't quite as bad as it could have been. And if you can't think of anything being worse, that's fine. Maybe this is absolutely the worst case scenario. Just get in touch with where you are currently, okay? Then I think the next thing to do is to ask yourself, what would it have been like if everything had gone exactly how I wanted it to go? How would I have felt, and why would I have felt that way, right? So for me, if Benjamin had been able to go to his play, no one forgot to take him, I was even there, I think I would have felt proud. I would have felt excited. I would have had tons of videos and little pictures, which I do have pictures of his costume that I'll probably post because he never got to wear it. So someone should see the costume because it's bomb. But I would have felt so excited to see him in his little costume, and I just would have felt so proud. And so that's really something that you need to get in touch with, how you want it to feel. And we'll kind of circle back around to why that's important in a second. So after you've done that, you've really taken some time to get present with your body, figure out how you feel, what would have been worse, what was the best case scenario. The next thing to do is to release it. Release the negative, or I don't want to call it negative. I think all emotions have a purpose, and they serve us in some way or another. So although we do experience it as negative a lot of times, I think that it's just lower vibration, something that we don't want to experience, okay? So after you're in touch with the lower vibration emotions, release them. And you can have whatever that looks like for you. And like I said, I might go ahead and detail what my process looks like for people that are looking for more guidance. But whether that be praying or meditation or grounding or whatever you do to release negative, low vibration emotions, release it, okay? So what happens when you release something is the emotion takes up space in your emotional field, in your vibratory field, right? You have an aura and all this other stuff, and it exists in your energy body. And so when you release it, it goes away. It leaves your energy field. And what happens is now there's a space in your energy field where it once was. And especially if you've been sitting in the emotion for a while, whatever a while looks like for you, you've already started to attract things that vibrate on the same frequency as that emotion. And so if you're not intentional about what you fill that space with, it could just fill back with the same low vibration stuff. So once you have released the lower vibration emotion, you want to be very intentional with what you fill it with. And this is where we go back to how you want it to feel. So for me, I wanted to feel happy and excited and proud, right? So for me, that would look like getting in touch with what makes me feel happy and excited and proud. And so, no, I didn't get to see him in his play, and no one did. And we all missed out on that experience. But if I close my eyes and I think about what makes me happy, I just imagine like walking around the corner and I'm on a hike or a trail somewhere, and I didn't even know they had a waterfall, and I come around, I hear the water like, right? And I go, oh my gosh, is that a waterfall? What? And I walk around the corner, and there it is, and there's just water flowing, and it's just so freaking beautiful, and it's a beautiful day, and like that makes me feel so happy. Even just thinking about it right now, I'm getting excited, right? That's what you want to do. You want to think about something that would have made you feel the way you wish you felt. Even if you think about it and you're imagining the situation that you felt disappointed and just imagining how you wanted it to go, you want to invite that feeling into your experience in the now, right? And then you want to sit in it so that so that you are currently feeling the way you want it to feel. And even to take it a step further, think about it filling up the space where it left. Imagine there being like a hole in your body and it filling up that hole where the disappointment was. That, just to take it a little step further if you want to go that far, right? But you just want to sit and fill yourself up in the energy frequency of the emotion that you were hoping to feel. And then the last step is to refocus. Focus on what you want, something else in your experience that you want to happen. So yeah, you missed the play. I missed the play. That's done and gone. I cannot go back in time. I can't do anything about that. But there is something else that I'm looking forward to, something else that I want to experience, something else that I want to manifest in my experience. And so I'm going to focus on that and stay in the higher vibration emotional space that I have created now by inviting the emotions that I was hoping to feel in the other situation. And what that'll do is it kind of keeps me up here. So I had sunk down here because of the feeling and the emotions that I was having. And now I've kind of brought myself up to a higher frequency space. And you want to stay there. Because like I said, when you're in a higher vibration, whatever frequency you're existing on, that's the kind of things that are going to be manifested into your life. And none of us want to manifest more disappointment and sadness. So anyway, that's all I had to say about this. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing another video. We'll see. I thought that would make this one a little too long if you think that 12 minutes is short, because you're running on 12 minutes now. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what you think about this video. If you have any opinions or thoughts or any experiences, I'd love to hear. And thank you for watching. Peace.